was
Weight
feeling. No, before I was feeling like middle age. I was feeling my body.
You should hear my knees crack in the morning.
You know, that's like, I felt in my hips and I was struggling to get to my feet.
Right.
About 2 weeks ago, I was like, all right, I'm just going to bite the bullet and do wave key for a year.
Yeah.
And I've been doing it every day.
Yeah.
And I've had just amazing, I've been getting to my feet no problem lately because of it. And I'm just like, holy crap, like it really does work.
Brad's pretty brilliant. I'm fortunate enough to have Brad as a friend. I went to his wedding.
Wow. How did you guys meet?
Funny story. They were doing this movie called Seasons. Ross Williams was doing a movie called Seasons, and it was on Fuel TV. Actually,
I remember that wasn't that the guy who did the Fifth Symphony document also? I feel like
you got me on that one.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But I remember Seasons. Yeah.
So Seasons, that was Ross's movie, and basically he was like, I want to go to every place and go through the seasons. So he showed up in Rockaway, much in the 6 Degrees of Pat Conlon way.
Yeah.
You know, he shows up with Pascal Stanfield.
That's a name I haven't heard in a while.
Oh my God, he's a maniac too. Pascal, Gurr, Ross Williams. Who else was in that crew? I can't remember off the top of my dome.
Shit.
So they came, they surfed uptown with me. We hit it off.
Yeah.
You know my dad.
Yeah.
My dad is a character and can tell a joke like no other. So Gurr and my dad hit it off because they were hanging out on the beach, shooting the shit and telling jokes to each other. So long and short, I stayed in touch with all those guys just through, I'd see them. I ended up going back to LA. I was living in Venice, and Gurr lived blocks from me in Venice. We celebrated New Year's together. We went surfing. He taught me wave key. And the thing about wave key, back to the wave key thing, is it's about your core, but it's also about warming up your legs.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing I've learned from him. Is like all these like circular motions with your knees to kind of loosen up your knees.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you pop up, you don't realize that you're carrying all that weight and trying to pump and trying to do all these different things with your legs.
Yeah.
So if you go out surfing, your legs are cold because paddling you're fine. Your arms are getting warmed up. And that was one of the things that helped me as far as what you're talking about, as far as popping up and getting a better understanding about it.
It's amazing.
So
the
shout
mechanics.
out Wavekey Gurr.
There we go for all you listeners.
That Gurr.
And he's the funniest.
Oh, he's a
funniest surfer.
character. Yeah.
He's got the best stories.
Yes, he does.
And like
he's the most animated person I've met in I don't know how many years. He can do impressions like no other.
So now
this is for Gerlach.
Oh, all right.
Ashhole.
The what?
I call him an ashhole.
Ashhole.
Yeah, because I was doing my Brooklynese.
Hey,
you
fucking asshole.
Hey, ashhole. And he loved that. So we call each other ashholes.
What? Let me ask you. Like your relationship with your parents seemed pretty close.
Mm-hmm.
What are your parents like?
They're great. I mean, they're getting older. They're both like 86 now.
Wow.
And I'm an only child, so I traveled with them a ton.
Yeah. And they worked at TWA.
Yeah. And we were just kind of the Three Musketeers, for lack of a better definition.
Your dad's a character.
He is a character. That he is.
And that's where you get it from?
Uh-huh. Very much so. I literally find myself saying things to people. I'm like, oh my God, I'm becoming my old man.
Isn't that the case, though?
Or as he would say, that puts me in mind of something. He must have said that 1,000 times since I've been here. I've been back since Thursday, and now Tuesday. Jesus.
What's the plans next after this show, Alameda? What do you?
Basically, it's November, and then Christmas comes, and then you kind of restructure. I'm going to figure out what my plan is for next year.
Yeah.
I'm working with this gallery called VU, and this guy Tim Malik, who does. He came from Phillips Auction House and did Paddle 8, and we were talking recently to do a virtual show. So I'm probably going to do a virtual show next year, much like we were talking about earlier. You don't need a brick and mortar space anymore because everything can live virtually. So that's something we're going to do in early next.
You do a meta show?
Correct. We're going to do one of those next year. Yeah, meta show. I'll give you a meta. So, but we're also talking NFTs too because the bubble is definitely lend themselves to NFTs.
Absolutely.
And as far as animating those, I'm not an animator, but I think that would make a perfect NFT once they're animated.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's pretty
So
cool.
I'm kind of hyped on that, and that's kind of the new direction that I'm working on. And then I have the Vast collab capsule that I'm doing in summer 22.
And just enjoying.
And then formulating what my strategy is for next year as far as like laying out a schedule.
That's
Because I've
awesome.
been really flying by the seat of my pants because 2020 put a wrinkle in everybody's plans.
Yeah.
So
Kind of.
it's like restructuring again. It's like after my Sandy.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, did COVID affect you dramatically?
Not at all.
Not at all, right?
Not at all. And I mean, it's so many people suffered through it, and I feel awful about it. But it's like it kept me grounded and kept me in my studio. I didn't have to go out. There was no reason. There was no anything extraneous pulling me out.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I should go to this party. Oh, I should go here. Oh, let's go out to dinner. Whatever. I just hung out at home. It was great. Made work. It was probably one of the better things to happen to me as far as artistically, as far as production-wise and making stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
What boards are you riding these days?
Well,
Are you getting to the mid-length level?
Fuck no. No, I'm kind of a purist in that way. I either ride a 9-foot,
Yeah.
but I ride a competition 9-foot, pull tails.
Jeff Kramer style?
Jeff Kramer style. I like Bunga Perkins personally.
Yep.
But Scott Anderson, God rest his soul, made me a beautiful 9-foot before he passed away. Fuck, it's gonna make me sad. But it's a super pull tail, like chippy, so I can ride it off the tail like a shortboard.
Yeah.
So it's great in like places like Venice or El Porto because there's like people out in soft tops and whatever. So I can paddle circles around people and still get waves and still surf like a shortboard.
Yeah.
I still have proper shortboards. Matt Bialas may be a lost
Yeah.
Uber driver, which is like unbelievable.
Plenty.
It's so fun. And he's got I don't know how many different models to choose from.
It's quite a few.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Quite a few for a middle-aged
And he shapes for some
surfers.
people who kind of know what they're doing.
A few,
guys.
you know.
They might have won a world title or two. Or, I don't know.
Actually, well, that's debatable. Actually,
What, the world titles?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's definitely. Yeah, you're right.
Carissa, we could say.
Carissa, yeah,
for sure.
Well, he's definitely got a lot of boards in the mix.
Yeah.
With a lot of great surfers.
Still waiting on Chloe to deliver.
That's not nice. But yeah, it's like, look, everybody wanted Nyjah to perform at the Olympics, and it didn't happen. So, it's just whatever. I guess this is my kind of ethos on it. It's like, I love watching contests, and like, I love the Olympics. I think it's amazing. Put everybody on the world stage.
It's awesome.
But, it's competition. It's still like an expression of like you.
And
like, who's to say that you can judge one over another? It's like just because you're having fun and they don't like the way it looks. Like, look at Christian Fletcher.
Yeah.
There's a guy who invented airs,
Yeah.
and he didn't win a contest after that. People were like, "Fuck you."
Well, he
not
did
surfing.
the lowers.
He did win the lowers, right?
Lowers.
Okay, that was the one.
That was
$30,000 in that.
Yeah,
in that
it was huge.
body golf contest. Yeah, which is the huge, biggest purse then. But then it just kind of like fell off. Like nobody was like, they weren't digging it. They weren't feeling it. And now look at it. Like everybody's doing 360 airs and all kinds of ollie oops and everything else.
You had Sean Thompson and Jeff Booth write a letter to Surfer Magazine complaining about.
Did they? Yeah. Oh yeah, I vaguely remember that. That's right. Yeah, but like, look, those guys are literally anti-establishment people. Like look at Nathan. Nathan's a beast.
Mental. Do you like what the WSL's doing? Do you like?
I don't really follow it all that.
Yeah.
Like I don't have like a dream surfer or whatever that.
Dream, the fantasy surfer.
Yeah, I don't follow it enough to like care.
Yeah.
I like watching if they go somewhere interesting, which they have, which they do.
Do you still follow like the industry much?
The industry's kind of dissolved. It's like not really a thing anymore.
Do you read any surf literature online or print? Anything?
Yeah, I mean, it's like anything. It's like Stab. Even though they wrote a scathing article about Rockaway when they were here for the Joel Tudor
Really? I don't remember reading that.
They went after my boys, which Graham knows what I'm talking about. And Graham's one half of the Alameda crew. He was in this band called the Skells.
Yeah.
And the Skells played, and they wrote this article saying, yeah, this cover band from Rockaway, da-da-da-da-da. And he's like, I don't even sing covers. These are all original songs that I wrote.
Wow.
And they didn't take their time to fact check anything. And that
Damn.
was shitty. But, I mean, I still think they do fun things. And I think surf media is kind of, they're lost as well. They're grasping at straws and trying to, figure out what to do. That's why they're doing, Stab in the Dark and, finding...
I love that
doing
stuff.
Fun things like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, I don't know, as far as covering a surf trip with somebody...
Not like it used to be.
Not like it used to be. It's those were the golden slipper, It's those are God, I can't wait to get to Indonesia one day.
Yeah.
Now there's video every other hour.
Now it's I can't wait to get to Waco.
And everybody's exactly.
Now I can't wait to get to Lemoore
or whatever. Or Lemoore, yeah.
Have you been to Lemoore?
I have not.
Neither have I.
No.
Have you done any of the wave pools?
I have not.
Scootin hasn't invited you to...
Scootin invited me numerous times. Shout out, Will. I love you, buddy. Thank you. But the timing didn't work out. I was supposed to go with Tom Sach.
Nice.
For some thing, some beach outing he had. And it just didn't, our timing didn't sync up. But I'll get there.
One other thing. Tommy Senna, where does he fit into the whole Rockaway thing, do you think?
Well, he's the first surf shop here.
Yeah.
No, it was funny. At one point in time, he was the largest surfboard producer in the world.
Yeah.
He made boards in China.
I know.
Before anybody
was
did.
one of the first.
Yeah, which is ironic because now boards are made in China.
Yeah.
Talk to Peter Schroff, who's vehement about that. But he would fill airplane containers supposedly with them and just put them in the shop.
It was amazing.
But that was at least they were hard boards, and that was pre. It's funny how hindsight, right? 2020, we said that earlier, but it's
yeah.
At least they were hard boards, and they were actual boards.
They were fiberglass boards.
Fiberglass boards with fins.
Yeah.
And now people are riding wave storms that they get for $100 at Costco.
Exactly.
Which is disposable, which is the worst thing for if you want to be green.
Environmentally, they're awful.
They're the worst. They're just disposable boards. You also just huck one of those in the water and just kill a dolphin.
I can't believe Jerry Lopez sold his name to a bunch that are being sold at Costco. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Well,
it's wild.
Well, he doesn't surf anymore. He snowboards.
He surfs a standing wave.
The standing wave?
He does a stand. There's a stand.
On a boat?
No. It's in Bend. There's a little river.
Bend.
Yeah, in Bend, Oregon. There's a standing wave, kind of, river wave.
There was one in Germany.
Exactly, the Eisbach.
Where's that?
In Munich.
Munich. I've seen there.
I've surfed it.
Have you surfed it?
I've surfed it.
I didn't surf it. It looks amazing, though.
It's really hard.
Yeah, I know.
It's with a I had
I love that guys can go in. They get a rock. They get a stick and they move a rock and they can adjust it. Right?
What they have there are they figured out in the winter they stop the water and they invented this thing where it's kind of climbing rope that goes back and forth, and they can actually, the locals can turn the wave on and off with that, and
kind of like the tide pools at Waimea when the river breaks through.
Exactly, and then surfing that, I surfed it in '98 on my 18 3/4 surf prescription pointy nose chip, which does not lend itself so well to a wave of that magnitude, but fuck, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's great. God, I love that stuff.
You know what I love, and I love about Rockaway, is in a lot of places is there's these surf cultures that have formed, and you have them I would compare surfing in New York to the German surf crew. They all form their own kind of subculture.
In general, they've always been
Well, it was apart from the Southern California. Kind of for 40 years, it was this monolith of what surfing was. It was produced images in the magazines, and the brands, gave this image of what surfing was. And, in the 21st century, it's been democratized, and you've seen all these different spins and versions of surfing pop up from all over, and there's like these local
Yeah, but
kind
that's
of
just consumerism. That's just somebody trying to sell their next.
yeah. But I mean, it's like kind of cool that like a surf culture pops up in
Yeah, but I
Germany.
think
And
surf culture. Yeah, surf culture has always existed. Like you can go anywhere. You can go